Yeah, absolutely. Lin is expected to win this one convincingly, 2-0. But as dominating as he looked against Hawk on map number 1 or map number 2, it looked a lot different. Hawk was able to get the win there. Perhaps that gives PCG some hope here as well. But the question is, what strategy is he going to play? We saw some very weird stuff by PCG against Jemiko. He played some Cryptlord tower pushes against a human main base, which turned out that it doesn't seem that strong. I still think he's a pretty decent standard player, but so far he hasn't shown that yet. Would a 1-1 already be enough to call this a huge upset?
Hell yeah. Like, Lin is such a beast in this matchup as well. Like, there's no doubt about that. On this patch, Lin is 6-0 against Undead. He didn't lose a single game, a single series to Undead, while PCG is 1-3. All-time record is 5-0 for Lin with a 10-3 map score. I really hope PCG sticks with the cheese. We've seen it in the Gold Team League last year, how Xiaokai took a map over Fly, for example, with the tower push. So that must be his play again. PCG, that's what you do.
We see the maps here that we're going to have in our encounter. Concealed and Northern Isles will be our choices. Lin removes Last Refuge and Echo Isles, I think it was. Once again, that was pretty quick. But yeah, we're going to go with Concealed and Northern. In our best of 2 PCG, can he get that point that he is hoping for? Can he surprise all of us? Does he have something new, special up his sleeve? Is it going to be Frostworms, possibly?
Ooh, Northern Isles, it is! The map where he was trying to go for that Cryptlord tower push. Didn't really work too well, as we said. But yeah, if you can't surprise Lin, there might be something in it. Bad thing about this, though, Lin is the best player of all time to defend tower pushes.
Yeah, he's an absolute master at it. He was running through the gauntlet to do it against humans, especially in days gone past now. And, you know, tower pushes can be pretty scary if you're playing Blade Master and Grunts with a greedy tech. Hard to fend off. It can be really tricky. With Farseer Headhunters, you are very well situated to deal with any kind of tower push. And I think playing Farseer Headhunter here is the safe approach. Against an opponent who, you know, might be cheesing quite a bit, this, I think, is going to be a good style. Farseer Headhunter is always playable, with the exception of the matchup against Night Elf. Lin also has shown in the past a style that he personally is very fond of, which is Blade Master into TC, Tier 2 expansion, and then Mass. But that would be a style way more susceptible to cheese. So I like his Farseer choice here.
Yeah, he doesn't want to drop any more maps. He has to play this as careful as possible because he knows if there's a straight up fight, then he's just the better player. And I guess he's relying on that. He has to scout a little bit. He has to see what his opponent is doing. This is also something a Farseer offers with the Wolf, of course. Good map presence. You harass early on. You try to bring the fight to the Undead to not let him creep up too much. You see a DK, by the way, so no Cryptlord shenanigans here.
Yeah, this is in fact, so far, looking very standard. Could, of course, still change here. But so far, this is what a lot of Undeads are playing. There's also the counter with a Fast Fiend build against the Farseer Headhunters. Some Undeads like that style, some others don't. 120, for example, doesn't play it as a counter. He much prefers to go Tet Fiend build, 2 Fiends into Frenzy Ghouls. We'll see if PCG is inspired with that here from his countrymen.
And we'll see how he deals with this early aggression. There's no tower, 3 ghouls of course in, only 1 wolf. Lin should know that his opponent is on the left-hand side. That is always the number 1 camp. Gets the skeleton, first little experience. That was a little premature, was it?
I think he got it.
I think
he got
so
the
too.
Or the DK has 1.6 though. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest here.
I think the overlay is... Oh no, it's not stuck. But is this more than 24 experience?
Farseer harassing the Undead base in the early game being annoying. Does that hit close to home, Neo?
Yes. Shout out to Duck. You kind of destroyed PCG with a good deny. Seems like he takes everything very serious. Also plays a decent game so far, dealing with everything quite well. Shop is coming up now, but also very conservative mana usage for Lin.
Yeah, wants to be able to summon wolves here for a long time, keep something left over for the wolves, for the Chain Lightning as well later on. And this is the issue that you're going to have if you play Tet Fiends against Farseer. You don't get level 2, you don't have the aura, and you just have to keep on trading hits, and you're going to be coming out as the loser there in this exchange, and you just have to watch the headhunter numbers grow and grow. And there's just no way right now to get that level 2 for PCG.
That's the problem, right? The pressure of the Farseer, you can't really deal with it too easy. And now we got 4 headhunters. If PCG is able to take out 1 or 2 of them, that's already a good late early game for him.
Then completely satisfied to not do any creeping. He's just slowing down this DK immensely. Has the choice then to go TC second or Shadowhunter second. But on the pro level, it always seems to be the TC. He's just so strong in the late game. You want to level him up quickly. If you're looking for kills early on, it can also be the Shadow. But that would result in an under-level TC late game, which is not what you want. Some undeads also like to go Dark Ranger second tier on tier 2. But PCG wasn't even able to make it to the middle yet, to the tavern.
Exactly, that's the problem gonna be, right? 6 headhunters have great damage. These skeletons will be easily dealt with. And Lin is brave enough to go for this little creep spot. And now occupy the tavern, playing the bouncer here. But PCG sent a skeleton around, so we do have a Dark Ranger in the game.
Alright, that's going to increase the power level of PCG significantly. Lin is going to fall back and not take this trade. He knows some headhunters could easily go down here, especially with a well-placed skeleton block. Headhunters kills could occur, but also when you play the Dark Ranger, you want to get some headhunter kills, like at least 1 or 2. But so far, Lin keeps everything alive.
Impressive, right? Of course, PCG is also very conservative with the coils. Kinda has to. Needs them for exactly moments like this, where creeps are throwing an snare.
Damage not gonna be enough to get that Fiend kill. 1 Berserker now, or Headhunter that is. Very low HP. Some experience finally being gathered for the DK. It's getting close to level 2, and that level 2 for the aura is gonna be a huge difference maker. We have some skeletons now involved as well, of course, thanks to the Dark Ranger, and it's going to be first blood going to PCG as he finally gets a Headhunter kill, and that is level 2, gives him the aura. That's going to make a big difference now.
Alrighty, there's going to be the counter aura in a bit as the TC is out, goes for Storm first. I always like that, especially when there's skirmishes pretty much throughout. Could be a stomp into surround here, but of course it is relatively easy to kill a headhunter when you're close to them with the power of Frostmourne and Sylvanas, I guess. How far is PCG's tech guy, wonder? Both are racing to tier 3.
1 headhunter there, very out of position, not sure what that one was doing over there. So now 2 headhunter kills for PCG. Okay, that's kind of the bare minimum you want to have in terms of headhunter kills early. This is not really a bad position for Lin. This is kind of standard. But what is starting to be an issue for Lin is his levels. He is not at all leveled yet. Only level 1 on both heroes. For the Farseer, that's okay. But the TC needs to change that ASAP.
Yeah, and I wonder if Lin is contesting the map a little too much. Maybe he should fall back, play his damage, and yeah, that is exactly what he's doing. To the natural, where it's safe and sound. Farseer, he sacrifices Farseer, it's absolutely understandable. We're way too close to tier 3, so a level 3 Farseer doesn't change much.
A lot of headhunters here taking quite a bit of damage, but Troll Regen should be ready soon, and then they're gonna heal up just naturally quite nicely here. As the Farseer is using pretty much the last bit of his mana, PCG keeps creeping. Farseer, of course, also doing good scouting. Knowing now, with this vision, where his TC can and cannot safely creep. Gonna get level 2 from that skeleton. Nice little level up there. And the big cams in the middle are still up for grabs.
Yeah. This is not too normal at this stage of the game, I think. Because the undead at one point falls back with the Dark Ranger, that power spike moves a little bit forward. So it became a little tougher for orcs to grab map control. And PCG, yeah, he doesn't have level 3 yet, but waiting for the big upgrade with Lich and Orb and Destroyers, and then he's in fighting shape, and the Lich is already halfway there.
Yeah, not looking too bad for the Chinese here at all. Berserkers, though, just finished. That's a big upgrade now. Raider comes in, Ensnare. That must be a kill. PCG gonna throw the coil, try to save it with a TP. No mana for the chain lightning. And that way the Fiend survives. Lightning shield cast, but not gonna lead to a kill.
Well done by PCG. Coil at the perfect time, TP at the perfect time. There's of course no silence yet to deal with that Stomp, but that TP was, I guess, whatever Lin wanted, because now he can grab that middle, one of the unique camps, and PCG without level 3, without level 2, and with the Lich just arrived, takes it back a notch, waits for destroyers, maybe even Curse with Banshees or something, maybe A-bombs. He's not at the power spike he wants to be. Lin going for the tri-hero combo as well with the casual Shadow Hunter.
And both big items from the middle, and it was the flute. Probably the best item he could have gotten there from the merchant, and the Ankh, not too bad either to secure some survivability, but he sold it for a bit more gold instead. And now PCG looking very aggressive with 2/1 heroes. He doesn't even have that coil level 3 yet, but seems like Lin is going to respect this, going to boost out of there with a speed scroll. Doesn't want to fight here yet. Farseer trouble, Coil Nova might force a TP. Coil flies, and we do have the heal wave.
Okay, Lich far in the back, not really easily approachable. And Lin is falling back, trying to play the home turf advantage here. Kind of smart for him that he opened up the expansion that early, so PCG must know about this and always think about the possibility of a tiny Great Hall.
And that's purchased already. The Shadow Hunter picked it up. He's going to slap it down. Lin was able to save so many resources because he wasn't going for items hardly at all. He got some heal salves and a speed scroll maybe, but hardly anything. Has the dust as well. He didn't forget about that. Gets the Fiend kill with the dust, and that gave him level 3 TC, which is a huge difference, mate.
But sweet little exclamation mark by PCG, dodging that end snare with Burrow. Good play, man. He definitely stepped it up compared to yesterday. But there is an expansion coming up now for Lin.
Lots of gold income now for Lin. Looking for another item at the shop. Goes for the Invul Potion. Can be nicely used to keep the Farseer alive at a clutch moment. The TC is quite tanky already. Level 3 and has that Periapt. Interesting creep patterns here. PCG is actually able to steal decently from the enemy side of the map. Found that big mana potion earlier. Now has DK3. And if he gets Dark Ranger 3, his levels are looking pretty good.
I definitely agree. Frost Armor unlocked, coil number 2 unlocked. Also no Dispel in Lin's army, so the Scroll of the Beast is really good in combination with the big mana potion. I really like that. So we got a couple of raiders, and what orcs like to do is go for the base, force PCG back, force him to defend at home, and then just get more resources and get that advantage that way.
He's blocking the Acolytes with the wolves. Very nicely done. Takes out that slaughterhouse. He loses one Berserker for it, but well worth it. The TP is now gone. That might be a little scary later, but he has invulns to survive with. And now can still go for some more creep camps. Especially in the bottom right, we have a lot of valuable camps still left.
Oh yeah, there's the rest of the marketplace, there's the lab, there's the arachnithids, and of course, don't forget about the red spots. Best items on the map, most experience on the map as well. But okay, PCG is happy with the remainders here. That's just a little bit of experience. Gets the Dark Ranger closer to 3, might actually hit it.
Oh, he did. He just barely hit it. Very important.
Okay. There's a big fight brewing. Wouldn't say no to a little storm here in Hamburg as well, but Northern Isles. Things are getting messy very, very soon. Book of the Dead.
Purchased. Okay. Can certainly be very nice, but if a Stomp connects and the Headhunters with their damage as well, this book can also melt right away. PCG feels under pressure. Knows he doesn't have much time to play up against this expansion. 3 raiders, tons of Ensnare. Stomp focus fire on the DK. Throw the beast used. Lich, however, getting focused here first. Hex wasn't ready yet. Lich will survive, but only for a few seconds. The damage is just outrageous. With the Kodos, the Berserkers, and everything else. TC landing the perfect Stomp here in a moment again once the silence wears off. There it is. Kodo moves forward, gets off a munch. Tasty, tasty. Who doesn't like spiders? Well, I do, actually. But this fight is looking great for Lin. 10 supply lead. It looks much worse than that, honestly. And this looks like a very clear affair now for the Korean.
As I said in the beginning, like, he's just so good at fighting. Stomp after Hex, the Wombo or combo. Lin, this match was a little more competitive than I personally thought it would be. But in the end, the War Chief takes the map.
Yeah, early game he was looking pretty solid. PCG had some aggressive moves that forced Lin back, that showed his confidence. But in the end, Lin was able to get up that expansion, and the hero focus plus damage combination of this strategy is just so crazy in the late game. If you get to 70 supply with upgrades and Hex Stomp, it's insane how well you can try to take out single targets, which of course, the most valuable ones there are heroes to go for. I think the Undead should try to be more aggressive in this matchup. Don't take to 60-70 supply. You're gonna get outscaled damage-wise pretty easily unless you have Lich level 5, which is a long road to get to. I think fighting around 55 supply, something like that, that's the Undead sweet spot. And I think PCG took too long to force that fight there this game.
I think you should go Necro Wagons.
That's also an option. Hell yeah.
The smirk on your face tells me that you're not too sold on my genius idea. Huh?
I mean, there is no Dispel on the Orc side.
Exactly.
For the most part when they're playing Farseer Headhunter.
See?
But if Lin scouts it, if he sees double temple spinning, I think there might be an adjustment happening as well. As we saw.
Right. Might have a point
there.
there.
Game here. Yeah.
PCG.
In the highlights. Honestly, this was looking pretty decent for PCG. It very often happens if you play Ted Fiends against Farseer Headhunter that just the DK can't creep up very quickly. He's getting bullied back, and the Farseer retreats, gets level 3 very quickly, and then has that big lead moving into the mid game. But here PCG kept it pretty even, but Lin in the late game, convincing, as pretty much always.
Yeah, absolutely. I really liked how PCG was trying to fight back. Oh, did he kill the Slaughterhouse? Oh, yeah, that's a big deal. I really liked how, after the stressful early game where DK was on level 1 for such a long time, found the answer to it. And also the idea of going Scroll of the Beast plus Book of the Dead is a decent one. Like, this is probably the one timing you have left before the expansion pays off. The heroes are getting too strong. So in theory, this was very well thought out and was a good thought process by PCG. But if you fight Lin, man, you're always fighting uphill.
Yeah, also, really nice macro play there by Lin in the end. He was playing this game pretty passively, honestly. Wasn't extending too much. Was making sure he didn't have too many losses. And then went for the Tiny Great Hall on tier 3 and got up to 70 supply so fast. And once you have that 70 triple hero, Kodo, Berserkers upgrades, whew, that DPS absolutely crazy. Didn't have a Destroyer there against the Hex, which makes things difficult. Going for a Destroyer because, of course, also is very dangerous. If that Destroyer gets ensnared, it's instantly dead against all these Berserkers, which is one of the reasons why Units have been having a tough time against this strategy.
The legendary Ensnoyer, who doesn't know and who doesn't fear him. Feels like everybody's fearing Lin, except Hawk on map 2, but there it felt like maybe it was a misclick, he had some issues after purchasing the Fire Lord, maybe hotkey problems or something. This shall not happen here against PCG, but he really has to take care of PCG Cheese. Fortitude tried that against him too last WGL. And next map is Concealed. Lin's home turf.
Is there a lot of cheese that could be done here? I mean, gargoyles can be an idea, but always hard to play that against Badge Riders that are easily accessible on the Orc side. As far as fast expansion goes, this is a very bad map for it. Very easily harassable for the Orc, so
Lich
might
Tower
be
push?
A tough one there.
Lich Tower push with pools?
Against Farseer Headhunters, it also sounds very difficult.
Against Lin, everything sounds difficult.
Just do an Edo. Just go Frostwords. Hell yeah.
Well, TBC quickly returned, recently returned to the scene. So maybe PCG is a little inspired by him. He probably saw the patch notes a little late, like, up, that's my time, boys.
Well. We're going on to map number 2, and PCG is going to change his opening build. Gonna change his strategy. We're gonna start off now with the ghoul build opening.
See?
On ladder, we have been seeing some undeads trying to counter Farseer with Dreadlord fast expo. With the idea being, the Farseer can't really harass you early and come in and poke you and prod you, because if he does, he's gonna get sleep surrounded, he's gonna have to TP out. Is that the idea here? Or what does PCG have in mind?
Everything is possible, literally, with him, I guess. DK. DK ghouls.
Okay, DK ghouls, interesting. With DK ghouls, you can very reliably creep level 2 without the Farseer being able to prevent this. And then with Coil and Aura, if your micro is on point, you can oftentimes get a lot of headhunter kills early and really snowball the game in your favor. Go tier 3, go triple hero, and destroyers and frenzy and such. It's a very hectic style, a very fun style to play, a very bloodthirsty style. Let's see if that's the plan here this time.
Okay, PCG, your goal in this tournament was 1 map, 1 point. Let's see if you can do it here. That would be a disaster for Lin. If that happens. Still has to play against Chamiko, sorry.
Oh, that's going to be a great game, by the way.
Oh,
Chamiko
yeah.
versus Lin. Are you kidding me?
It could be a semi-final, I think.
Absolutely.
Chamiko, of course, in a good position after the 2-0 over Chamiko. Yet has to face Lin and Hawk as well. We'll see him back tomorrow.
Farseer gonna show up, start putting on a bit of damage. Last hit. Ooh, that was close.
Almost got it there. 1 ghoul might be up for grabs, or at least force a coil. Of course, you don't want to use them too early, already halfway through the mana.
Yeah, without the aura, it's almost impossible to do. The Farseer is simply faster. I think PCG is kind of wasting his time. I think he should just go to the green right away, bring in fresh ghouls, secure that last hit for yourself, and then you're gonna have the second item and the aura.
Kind of hard though.
Chasing after Lin here, that buys Lin a lot of time to just get more headhunters up, and the more headhunters he gets, the harder it's gonna get for these ghouls. This was, I think, a lot of wasted time here by the undead, gotta
It's
say.
also exactly what Lin wants, right? Slow down the DK. At least the tech timing is a little bit better for PCG this time, not going Fiends.
Surrounding the skinny wolves is also not the easiest. It's kind of cool though. He puts the skellies on the berserker, just forcing them to kite back, forcing them to stay back, and the ghouls creep up safely with the DK in the meantime. It's a bit of experience here and there for the Farseer, but not much. And that's the level 2 for the Death Knight. Good items for him. Claws and slippers. Gonna look very nice later on Lich and Dark Ranger.
Exactly. The slippers on the Lich, man, it's gonna boost that attack speed, right? Right, Remo? Right?
It's also gonna boost the attack speed on the Dark Ranger, right? Right?
Also
Also
gives a
bonus
little bit
damn.
Yeah, I know. You like to dress up the Dark Ranger. It's like your personal Barbie doll.
Oh my god. That's like so many dreams coming true if that was the case.
You want a Barbie
This early
doll?
game, this is the best undead early game that you can go for. Basically, DK ghouls, going into creeping, going to level 2, and maybe getting some surround kills, or just here like we see chase down kills, as the Death Knight is going to kill the first berserker of the game. The issue is, it can't fall off heavily later. Once the TC comes in with Stomp, the ghouls are going to have a much tougher time, and also if you start with the ghouls instead of the fiends, Wind Riders can be a real threat on tier 2.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing can really shoot up for a long time. Countering it with gargoyles is not the greatest idea, as bad trying to counter everything super hard. Also, Hex to a degree. TC is coming. PCG lacking a little bit in the multitask department. Lich second here. The ghouls were not harvesting lumber. He has 400, which is kind of nice. But the ghouls weren't doing anything for a long time.
And if I saw that right, that was double bestiary for Lin, I believe. He definitely made one in the back of the base, but I think he also made a second one. So this could very well be Wyvern into Raiders. And that's not going to be easy to counter. for PCG here. It's going to have to rely a lot on high-level heroes. And for the DK, it's starting off well. He's going to get level 3 here fast. Lich is going to pop out. And with that, perhaps he can even continue to hunt some more of these headhunters.
Yeah, that creeping was really good, right? Ghouls only, far away from Lin's position, so that was relatively safe. Only 4 headhunters. You might find them, or at least the Farseer soon, as the headhunters, of course, getting ready to support their second hero buddy. Tier 3 by PCG, Slaughterhouse for him. Not too far away from the norm, despite the ghoul opening.
You see, they're going to start creeping, and indeed, it is double beastery, starting off with Raiders instead of Wyvern, which is kind of unusual. Wants to have that end snare out early.
Might indicate that Ogre Lord creep pull.
There's an option to go mass Raiders and just base lane kind of stuff, but against an opponent who can easily go into Frenzy Ghouls already, perhaps not the best thing to suggest, as we now see the Wind Riders coming in, going to provide a lot of damage. And PCG, I think he scouted this, so now going to be interesting to see how he's going to try to counter. You mentioned the gargoyles already, but yeah, they get blown up by the bats so easily that it's hardly ever a good choice. You can also do it with Fiends, a late game transition there, or just Destroyers and Heroes, which seems to be the most popular style. Ooh, the Raider getting ensnared. A bit of a taste of his own medicine, eh? And exactly. It's going to go down. It's kind of a big kill for PCG.
Long range shot from the Lich. That was indeed good. The Ogre Magi is following him. Fell victim to the Lich's hand as well. That's nice. That's a nice pickup. Good engagement for PCG so far.
Gets the next coil there as well. This TC got nothing from this camp. Everything going to PCG. Wow. And this game is looking pretty damn good for him right now.
It is a Gargoyle as the first answer. Now that the Raider is taken out, there's of course no Ensnare to deal with them. Also no Bat Rider so far. And yeah, the levels for the Undead pretty good. Damage as well. Mana Potion on the DK, I really like that. Might be forced into it soon, but the Lich did not forget about it. Statue number 1, Ghoul Frenzy queued as well. PCG is getting kind of strong, even though he's down in supply. That's the nature of the tier 3 tech. Levels are looking good. He doesn't have to deal with level 2 wolves on the ground. Destroyers will be there soon. This is a way better PCG performance than I expected.
Big last hit here. Can the DK steal it again? He has the mana potion, but no, this time the TC gets it and finally gets the stomp. As we also see a peon trying to go for that expo. But this is no tiny great hall. This is going to take a long time to finish.
Yeah. And with Frenzy Ghouls, there might be a timing possible. Of course, Lin will defend this with his life. And now, Ghoul Frenzy is almost done, going heavier into Gargs. Did he scout with a skeleton what this army looks like?
I think he's seen it for a while. Does not have a Dark Ranger here, so this Stomp could be tremendous against the Ghouls. However, it's only level 1 Stomp.
Yeah, PCG
keeps the Orb on the DK, already expecting that he's going to need that anti-air.
PCG is pretty broke right now. Has the supply open for a possible Dark Ranger? Maybe as there is... the only threat really is the TC, and it's only level 2. Maybe he has the priority.
Cancel one Gargoyle right now to go for the Dark Ranger. I think that would be the right play. Looking for the perfect engagement. That Sentry Ward giving great vision to the Undead. Oh, the statues caught in the back. Those are the most valuable end snares, but end snare on the Ghoul instead, not on the statues. Interesting. Gargoyles fly in. One Wind Rider taken out right away. The coil used nicely. The next Wyvern also taken out of the fight. These Gargs working out surprisingly well. The Ghouls in the ground doing a lot of damage there as well. The TC didn't even use a stomp yet, I think.
Wow, what is this? Second Wyvern down against 2 Gargs, I guess. And the Ghouls are still on the ground, super duper healthy. Not going for the Dark Ranger at all, trying to Nova now. Headhunter, it's 2 of them hurt. Now level 3 on the Farseer, but there is a Destroyer, so he can deal with that relatively easy. He might even be going for Chain Lightning, that's absolutely the case. Stomp stops the progress of the Undead army for a while, but Lin shaking again on map 2.
He's in serious trouble. There's no tier 3 transition. If this Expo falls, he almost certainly has lost.
Is it up
PCG,
yet?
He may not know about the Expo.
There's a scout, I guess, coming down from the right-hand side.
Destroyer with full mana, good damage there. And the Frenzy Ghoul's certainly quite a bit faster than these Headhunters. Raider's gonna try to play Ring Around the Rosie and buy time.
Oh man, Lin, that is very, very smart. Oh, statue intercepted, that's big. Could coil it, I guess, if he morphs, but doesn't wanna. Ooh, PCG, if he just turned around, go south.
Yeah, that was a 3-for-1 trade, though. He took out the Raider and the Headhunters there, and now he's scouting. The Skellies are on their way south.
Okay.
And it's still looking very good for PCG. Lin's army is too small to really threaten any kind of serious run by.
It's
the ghouls are also fast running down there now.
I would have never, ever thought that having this good of a position is even remotely possible for PCG. This day just keeps on giving, but it's not over yet. The opponent is still Lin.
Very tough position for the Orc for certain, but maybe he can make some magic happen. I told you, Neo, PCG, he can play well standard. He just rarely decides to do it. This time he does.
Decides to do it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. The Expo's going down. It seems like from these Frenzy Ghouls, lots of damage coming from them. The TC still on level 3. He doesn't even have mana right now for that stomp.
Oh man, Lin and WGLs, man. He has such great runs in the past, but also in winter. Eliminated last spot group stage before only quarterfinals. His ambitions are higher. And now he might find himself in a world of trouble with only 2 points after 2 matches in Group C alongside Hawk and Chemico.
Nova and Coil, that's another Wyvern going down. These units are expensive, more experience for the undead. DK level 4, Aura level 2. These Frenzy Ghouls are so fast. That's a great thing with playing this style. DK level 4 never has to go for Death Pact because it's the Ghoul that the Orc first has to deal with. If you go for the DK focus, you're gonna die to the Ghouls in the meantime. So it's always safe to go for Aura, which makes everything faster and everything a bit more scary.
We are 12 minutes in and we still have Ghouls. Like this is
and TC level 2.
And TC level 2. What the heck, Remo? Usually the ghouls should all be dead. Focus Fire, Headhunters, Chain Lightning, even Stomp. Now we got Silence.
PCG just played it really well. He got the level 2 early, he applied pressure, and he made really sure that the TC didn't get to creep for 3. If the TC gets level 3 and he lands 1 or 2 magic stomps against the ghouls, anything's possible. By level 1 stomp, it's just simply a pretty bad spell. He's finally getting level 3, now being in the middle, going also getting the Infernal Cloak, the Cloak of Flames, but it might just be too late.
I think the time of ghouls is over with the level 2 Stomp. He doesn't even have level 2 Stomp, now he does. But there was time for some carnage in Lin's base, plus a forced TP, plus Lin is supply blocked. And the Expo is down, man. What a sequence of events for PCG.
Yeah, now he can quickly creep the red camp and then fly over and go contest the other red camp if he wants. Plus, yeah, TC has 3 now and Stomp level 2, but guess what? The Dark Ranger now is level 2 herself. She's got Silence. And this TC is gonna have a tough time breaking out of this out of the Silence with Invul Potion, because first of all, he's broke, and secondly, that would be dangerous. He might just get nuked after.
True that. Does he want to fight him at the fountain? Lich gets another damage addition, also level 3 if I saw that right. Yep, level 2 Nova. PCG not taking that risk, getting out. He got what he wanted, he got the objective, he got the red drag and healed up a little bit. Lots and lots and lots of Wyvern now. By the way, we saw the first sacrificial pit, so what do you think is the number of shades that PCG will go for in this game? I've seen 17.
I'm gonna be conservative here and say 2. You know, PCG is playing a straight-up game. He's gonna make a conservative number of shades here.
Remo, you always go for the boring answers, man. Don't even know why I'm asking.
You know, as PCG is showing, being serious and being straight up can lead to victory, can lead to success.
Let's see.
Because this game is definitely heavily favoring the undead. Careful about the engagement. Now it's Destroyer getting ensnared. That's gonna force the fight. And didn't use the Silence there on the TC. A bit of a mistake, but still, such a big lead now for the undead. The Nova, the Coil, the Aura, everything's so strong here. Able to look for that chase. The next Stomp could be huge, but this time there is a Silence, almost a Surround.
Surround
that was scary.
Surround on a Cloak of Flames TC, not too sure. I don't know, man. Lin just closed the 10 supply gap within the first 2 seconds of the fight. Don't give up on him yet.
He's still fighting tier 2 versus tier 3, though. That's very tough. He doesn't have those tier 3 upgrades, and he doesn't have triple hero. That's the biggest problem. In these fights, normally, the units die quickly, and then the heroes are left. And in a pure hero battle, PCG is going to be greatly favored. Going for the DK focus. He's in trouble. Can he transfer an item? TP again given over. PCG should probably try to prioritize some more invul potions. And yeah, you know, Lin is doing a good job considering his position. He's trying to expand again, but actually that's only a tower, so it's gonna be a long time.
And PCG is back in no upkeep, so economy is the same. That Nova was pretty big on the Wyvern though. He gets a little time to creep, falls back with a DK, who is well leveled. Once at level 3, Dark Ranger gets the invul potions because he knows how good the hero focus with Wyvern can be. But also Lin starting to creep again.
TC level 4 is gonna give him also that juicy bonus move speed. Big item for him here. Big mana potion. Hello.
What a game, Remo. What a game.
This might not be a bad time to transition to Fiends, by the way.
Yeah, there's basically nothing on the ground, right? He still has Destroyers, deals with the Wolves. PCG gets the second rat spot, gives him the Lion Horn, which is amazing against this build with all the Wyvern.
Alright, Lin knows he has to base lane to win this game.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for the attack towards the undead main base, but no TP is gonna follow. Lin does not want to go in and commit deep into the back against the Acolytes. He's gonna play this careful.
The Shade, by the way, is so good. Now expansion by PCG. If that gets up, there's basically nothing Lin can do to win this match.
More experience going to the undead coffers. DK and Lich about to level up to 5 and 4. That is very scary.
Is a Lich level 4 good, Remo?
It is Poggers my doggers, and he's almost there now. Is Lin transitioning tier 3? I don't think so, right? He's spending all of his money on towers and stuff.
Yeah. We see the first Bat Rider finally. Needs to be nuked or wept out of the air with Fiends.
Alright, here comes the expansion. But this expo is going to be much later than the Undeads. Lin does not know about it yet. He's feeling pretty pressured on the map. He's in a very defensive position. He hasn't had any scout out in the north in a long time. And PCG knows how strong he is right now. Oh, and guess what? There's one green camp left to get that double level up.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what a big level up that is. Level 3 coil increases the nuke. Farseer's got to be a whole lot more careful. I guess it's all fine. PCG is in upkeep now to make sure he can take the next fight to secure that expo. Whoops, Dispel missed.
A kill though regardless. And that was Lich level 4.
Oh wow. Dark Ritual as well, no Frost Armor 2. Again a statue for free. But here's the push. Lin has a TP. He's just committing to the main hall.
What? The stronghold, really?
A little ambitious, eh?
There's no statues here for healing over time, which makes this
He should
painful.
go for the burrow, man. He should really go for the burrow. Then Lin is stuck at 50. He can play the expansion advantage. I guess it's too late for that
Expo
now.
cancel here is also big.
Oh,
This once
yeah.
again is going to slow things down for Lin quite a bit. PCG may want to TP out of this here now. This is certainly not the best position with all the towers. TP's out. The losses are one destroyer falling.
Fine, totally fine. He's back in no upkeep. Expo is up. Lin is on the opposite side of where he wants to be and lost the expansion.
Setting it up right away again. 2.5 minutes. That's how long it takes.
That is absolutely necessary to get it now. Otherwise, he has no income anymore. 23:30.
The shade has been pretty nice. Always giving him a good idea of what the timing is across the map. The Dark Ranger standing next to the Agitome, not picking up. I know, guys. I'm also upset. I can't believe it. Ah, there we go.
Twitch said furious, but yeah, that was the move to please them. More Bat Riders, couple of Raiders. This army is not intimidating, really. 4/4 heroes, yeah, they are. Heal scroll as well. Mana potion, nice. It's nothing to be super scared about.
Then trying to poke in the main and harass with the wolves at the expo at the same time, but there's a Nero there already.
How long does Lin want to deal with this? Pulling back already, no chance to inflict some damage.
Yeah, once these 3 towers are standing at the expo, PCG can be a lot more aggressive. Because once those are up, then the Wind Riders are going to have a difficult time going in there. And the army for PCG can be pretty wild out on the map. Would also like to see a Necropolis there at the expansion for TPs and for Acolyte reproduction.
Last creep spot on the map. We fully crept out Concealed Hill. Both are going for an expansion. We might take this game into overtime.
Lin is more cost efficient right now. Making 10 gold per second against the 7 gold per second for PCG.
Well, he's out
PCG
mined.
has
He's
a big
not
tempo lead still.
mining anymore.
Yeah, but the expo's gonna finish in a second.
Here we go, Remo! Shade number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Doesn't need the acolytes in the main anymore, so this makes sense. PCG could try to expand in the middle, but that would be quite bold, I guess.
He knows pretty much everything, is in position, and yeah, with these towers up, deals with the wolves easily. Little extra experience here, and Lin doesn't want to fight this at all. 2 heal scrolls, 1 invuln. 3 invuln on PCG.
It seems like PCG wants to make damn sure that he's not throwing this game away.
Oh yeah.
This would be a big point for him here against Lin. People didn't expect this one. He's got that huge lead and really doesn't want to give it away. Being very, very, very cautious.
I kind of like that he's an upkeep, just making sure that there is a supply gap. It doesn't cost too much in comparison. Like, I feel like sometimes people overrate upkeep a little. It's not the end of the world. And it gives you security, and if that's what he needs, then go for it. You have the hero advantage, you can sacrifice a little gold.
So many shades. He basically sees the whole map with all these shades. Could put him on patrol, maybe.
And there you are saying he just builds 1 shade this game.
I said 2, Neo.
2? Yeah, well, still more than double.
Lin seeing the enemy army approaching, has to back up. Throwing a couple of ensnares. He can pick off some targets here, but the nuke hurts. Nova flying in. Coils also could be following. Good heal scroll by Lin, pulling all the Wyvern back right away. TPing out. That was a great exchange for Lin.
And that's how you
these
get...
Wyverns safe at the fountain? Not really. They have to retreat further.
And that's how you get back into the game. With fights like these. With a TP invested, so it wasn't for nothing.
PCG could try to expand now on the high ground. There it is. Acolyte coming.
The stalemate breaker, hey?
Absolutely.
Even with the skull, I like that. To just build towers immediately.
If Lin wins this game, this would be a crazy comeback.
Dude, I kinda expect him to.
It's gonna take a couple more genius plays. By the way, PCG bought late game boots on the Lich. I kind of like that. To be so fast, to get better into position, to find the Nova against the Wyvern.
He's basically investing into everything but army. It's not the most normal thing to see. But PCG has always been a little different.
He has a supply lead right now. He's got a whole bunch of Wyvern.
Yep. This might be possible.
This might really be possible. Wow. What a sick game by Lin. But towers are coming. Towers are pretty good against Wyvern.
Can he hold on for longer? Lin knows now. Lin is under pressure now, but he also has 2 points to attack.
Trying to get the ensnare, and the destroyers doesn't get that one.
Lich.
Finds the Lich though.
Oh, Storm, he can't use the info potion at the moment, but the coil is ready for a long time. How much damage can he do? The destroyer is in the middle of everything. Info potion on the Lich, so he's not the target at the moment. Heal scroll used as well. Storm taking care of the ghouls on the ground, but who's winning the air fight? Looks like there's still a couple of Wyvern, also 3. Oh, that Nova hit hard! And so it's only 2 Wyvern remaining. That was the big source of damage for Lin.
Level 5 for the Farseer. The Wolves also now going to be quite a bit stronger, but still destroyers left to deal with these rules. So perhaps going to see Chain Lightning here instead. In the potion of the Dark Ranger, she was dropping low. Death Knight now in a dangerous position, throws out the coil and is going to TP out. And Lin did kind of win that exchange, but it was very even. Very, very even. But the fact that this game is somewhat even is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Hero lead was pretty big. 5-4-4 now, but we have 5-5 Orc heroes. PCG wants to contest this next to the shop. 1 tower fell already. No Wyvern anymore. Just has to deal with Raiders, and that's fairly doable with Coil Nova.
Dude, Lin, the God Gamer. Is he really winning this game? These stomps from now on are gonna be scary.
And that was 2 Invul Potions. Lin still held on to his. Also only 1 heal scroll. Really not sure why PCG goes for this fight. I mean, he has to wait for a little bit longer. Then he can go for the high ground and towers. Maybe he wanted to prevent Lin from going to this position here in the upper left, because there's still no Necropolis and he couldn't TP there. Chain Lightning.
More economic damage right here.
And PCG is not stocking up on units. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman.
Both at around 50 supply. Banking once again then, but at the moment there's no bank to speak of. Kodo in the back, that hero is very slow, even with the aura not that speedy. And we're gonna have the next fight breaking up, but suddenly the other army looks tiny. Storm comes through, Lich in trouble, doesn't have Invul Potion!
Oh!
Invul on the DK, huge mistake, I guess! Invul dodges the coil, oh my god, and Lin. He seems to be doing it. Chasing with the Raiders, he's got the ensnares. Where's he gonna use them? On the DK who can't heal himself, maybe. No, he gets it on the Dark Ranger who's surrounded. Stomp, focus fire, Chain Lightning again, but the coil.
Whoa!
Barely in time, hardly had the window there to get that save. Invul Potion transferred, Dark Ranger survives. But so many kills fall in with a tier 2 army. This is so hard to make work, but Lin makes it work with a sick performance, sick comeback. Is this game now his, or is it not over yet? In this game, DK in trouble, running away, Ensnare not ready at the moment. Heal scroll used as well. Raiders trying to reach, but the DK gets away.
But that exposes the Dark Ranger, exactly. 2 ensnares. No mana potion anymore for that. Dark Ranger with ensnare now. Can he get the surround? Is the necessary damage available? Looks like it. DK still so far away. Body block from a Raider. Not really. Just waiting for the next ensnare. And that might be the Dark Ranger's demise. Even in the shadows of the towers, Lin shows why he's currently the second player in the ELO ranks and the most successful player in 2021. Oh boy, that was way harder than June Park expected. But in the end, all that experience and all that skill came together and takes a 2-0 over PCG. Heartbreaking for the Undead.
What a sick game by Lin. He was so far behind. He should have lost that game 200%. PCG being perhaps a bit inexperienced here, being too passive at some point in the late game, didn't kill these towers quickly enough, never killed these towers in fact at the expo, and Lin with masterful movement and patience and just what a sick comeback. That was amazing. I hope this doesn't bug PCG too much. When you lose this kind of a game where you're so far ahead, this can feel very annoying. He was so close to getting that map that he wanted, but this was not the series should do it in. Lin gets an important victory also for himself, and now it's going to be second in the group, or I guess actually first in the group, and Chimiko and him are looking good.
Exactly, but Talk and Chimiko have 1 game less than he has, so shouldn't rest too hard, but it is looking okay. Whew, that's the 7th win against an Undead for Lin this patch. 7-0. looking real good in this matchup, as so often. But yeah, kudos to PCG. Looking way better than in his first WGL run in winter 2018. Really, if you can make a match competitive with Lin, all the thumbs up for you, and Hawk should not be safe when it goes against him in the upcoming days.
Yeah, absolutely. PCG shows that he can play really well. Also the standard, almost leading to victory there. Against Human before, against Chimiko, he played everything but standard. I wonder what we're going to see now against Hawk in that last game of his. And if it's going to be the two favorites making out of Group C, I mean, we of course predicted Chimiko and Lin to do it, and at the moment it's looking fairly good for them. Chimiko's next match will be against Hawk. And we'll see how good he is in Human Mirror, won't we?
Exactly. And for PCG, this probably means he's eliminated, right? Chimiko has the 3 points already with the direct encounter against him. Pretty sure that is the elimination. But he wanted one map, and he will definitely fight for it. I don't think he will give this up. That was the fight right there that probably decided this game. And from that point on, Lin was dominant. Crazy how he closed that supply gap in an incredible fashion. Also the dodge, absolutely gorgeous Warcraft. Very different from map 2 against Hawk, which was an off map for sure, but that's just a killer instinct. He knew exactly how far to push it in the late stage of the game.
Yeah. How he was able to buy time and control the pace of the game and dictate where things were going to happen. Absolutely masterful. With such sick performances, such sick comebacks, I oftentimes wonder, is he laying it all out in his head? What is the plan? What he has to do in what case? And does he have it pre-prepared mentally? Or is it just all intuition? Is he just feeling it all and going with the flow? Would love to know that from Lin. Got a feeling it would be intuition. It's different for different players. Some players just go with the feel and they always have that right understanding of the game. Others have to be way more methodical and have to have it all laid out quite literally in their head with precise words and flowcharts and so on. Hitman would be an example of that, for example. An example for example. Very good, Remo. Very eloquent. We like that. Well, Lin, we're going to hear from him how eloquent he is, as we should be getting him in the winner interview.
I think so too. Would surprise me, and I guess he's gonna give some kudos to his opponent here as well, as nobody really expected that. Cool to see also no cheese, is what we said before. Oh, there is no interview actually, but a little break. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for supporting us along the way. Feel free to check out our About section if you want to reward us for what we're doing here with a sub, with a donation, CryptoPostantly as well. Check out the Patreon where we deliver throughout the entire month. And now a little bit of a rest for us, and then it's time for the main event of the day. That is Foggy versus 15 Sway. Huge match in the Group of Death.